I got asked the other day, hey Zach, you've had a string of views from 0 to millions of views for the last 5 to 10 years. You've helped people go from 0 to millions of followers. Was it luck? Was it gut? Or is there a strategy? And the answer is yes, there is a strategy. What's up, everybody? My name is Zach Ford, and I am here to teach you guys how to grow on social media for this day and age. Can't wait to dive into what we're going to be talking about today. I like to divide out the journey of growing your audience into 3 phases. It's really simple to remember, and I'm going to continue to refer back to it. So the first thing is that we're going to focus on your message. The next thing we're going to focus on is the awareness component, getting people to see the content that you create. And then lastly is repeating that content, repeating that value over and over and over. And so the framework that I use to predict the future of social media is based in history. The things that we are going to use to look forward is actually looking backwards. Step 1 we're going to dive into, though, is getting clear on your message. This is something that no algorithm should ever affect. You are here to reach a specific audience. And so we have to get clear on asking questions like, who am I? Who are you specifically? Who are you here to serve? And last, really one of the most important pieces is, what problem do you help them solve? And so imagine you're a plumber and you're watching this video and you're like, I gotta create some plumbing content videos for YouTube. What do I do? And so the clarity would look something like this. I help new homeowners solve urgent plumbing problems in their house fast. That level of specificity is super important to move into the next category of what we're going to talk about. This is the important piece for you to understand. Would you believe it when I told you that there has been millions of pieces of content created to a camera that have generated billions and billions of dollars in revenue doing what I'm about to teach you? Yes, those are called movies, and the whole entire entertainment industry has been based off of specific categories. Movies have baked categories so deep into our brain that we would be foolish not to bring them forward with us into the world of social media, and it's already happening. There are several categories that you're going to be familiar with in the film world, like action. Then you go into a world like sci-fi or the wonder component. There are a lot of categories that we can stand our content on, and it'll help us frame the feeling that we're trying to communicate. Mr. Beast, I would say, is heavy in the action space. It is all built on competition or things that move forward. Dude Perfect is action by definition. It shouldn't be shocking when we see these categories emerge in the world of social media. Comedy is one of the biggest categories that we've seen in film. It's huge in film and huge on social media. We're there to be entertained in a lot of instances. So social actually tends to skew a little more action and comedy than some of the drama sides. But that's definitely where social is moving, these short dramas, just saying. So the next thing that we need to look at is the format. So we've got our clarity on our message. We've got our category that we're going to be creating content in. Then we're looking at the format. Where is this content going? Is it going on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn? That format will help us get even more clear on what we are creating at the end of the day. So the format question that we need to ask is really, why should I watch this on social media in 30 seconds? We got to answer that question right up front. So formatting makes a big difference. The next would be the driver. How we're telling the story is going to be really important. Are we telling a story that involves emotion? She hadn't had running water for 30 years. That would be leaning into the emotion component of the story. The next would be diving into the narrative, how we unpack and tell the story, how we sit down and address the identity of the person. We said she hasn't had running water in 30 years. Who is she? We want to know more about her. We address the identity of who we're helping. The next would be the last thing would be the utility, the core pieces of information that help move the story forward, the core points. The drivers of your video are going to be very important to creating repeated value. How we move them forward very important. The next thing is your multipliers. These are gonna be the things that you put in your video because you understand all of the other components. If I'm making an action-based plumbing video, the music is 100% gonna be different than if I was making a romance-based plumbing video. Shout out to the romance-based plumbers out there. You know who you are. But the reality is that music sets the tone for the video. The sound effects set the tone for the video. If you go super goofy with like clown sounds, versus going into the more tactical gear-oriented sound, it can change the whole feel of the video. So very important to layer in on what the specific multipliers are gonna be. There's a lot of features inside Instagram and TikTok right now. They just keep throwing more in there. Geotagging, adding stories versus reels versus adding trending sounds. So those are gonna be multipliers. Again, not the main thing. So many people try to start with the multipliers. You gotta start with the substance. Start with the clarity of your message, then move into the category you're creating content for, then go into the actual format. What is our constraints? Moving into the drivers, how does this story keep moving forward based on that format? And the multipliers are what's gonna take this normal video to the next level when you utilize the trending songs, when you utilize things that are happening on top. Everybody's starting on the multipliers. You need to start on the foundation of who can I serve? Who am I here to help? Start there, then move forward from there. The last thing I would say is repeated value. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take these specific call outs right here, and we're gonna move them into production on your content. And I promise you, when you do this and you do this well, repeated for an extended period of time, it works. Every account I've ever worked on, when we can get really clear on who we help, we can get really clear on the tone of the video, the style, category, genre of the video, when we can get really clear on how the story is structured, is it emotional? Are we building in suspense? Are we adding in the music and the sound effects and things that actually drive up the tension of the video and help me be like, I like this guy, I like the text, I like the font. These 5 areas are super important, and those collectively and combined are what my gut is for social media. That is why we're here to help you. At InnerSquare, I have built a whole agency that does just this. We walk people from start to finish, getting their content out, all the way from ideating the videos to shooting them to distributing them across social media platforms, and that's what we're here to do at InnerSquare. You can give us a follow on Instagram at InnerSquare. You'll see the work that we do there, or on YouTube here. I'll link it below in the description. And I would be honored if you guys hit the subscribe to this YouTube channel. I hope this piece of information helps you, and I hope you can start to predict the future of social media like I do by looking at the past and using these genres to make it happen. I'm your host, Zach Ford, and we'll see you guys on the next episode.